Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera everyone. Welcome to topic 2 with the title of freshwater ornamental fish. Before I proceed, let us look at the learning outcomes of this topic. At the end of this chapter, you should be able to first describe the biological characteristics of freshwater ornamental fish, and second, describe the aquarium habitat of freshwater ornamental fish. Now, let's proceed with the first ornamental freshwater fish. I'm sure you heard this fish before, silver arowana. Silver arowana, also locally known as dragonfish. It is a tropical freshwater fish of Osteoglossidae family. The fish has a tap-like body, flattened from sides, covered in very pale scale with some silvery glitter and golden tint. Young arowana fish body has yellow-orange stripes and some bluish glitter on it. The fish has very wide upward pointing mouth and there are two fleshy bubbles on the edge of its mandible. Most of the time, arowana slowly swims close to the water surface. At that, its bubbles are pointed forward and it looks like the fish is probing water by doing this. In terms of behavior, arowana is peaceful fish, but they can be aggressive towards smaller fish. They are predator fish which prefer pH 6.5 to 7.5. Their lifespan is about 10 to 20 years or longer. Once mature, the male adult have larger mouth than the female. If you were to keep them in an aquarium, you need a tank of 250 liters, which is enough for young species. However, rather quickly the fish will require a bigger tank, about 800 to 1000 liters. A recommended tank capacity must be over 500 liters, whereas minimal tank size is 160 cm long, 60 cm wide, and 50 cm high. A recommended tank capacity must be over 500 liters, whereas a minimal tank size is 160 cm long, 60 cm wide, and 50 cm high. The ideal tank size for silver arowana has to satisfy the following formula. The tank length has to be at least 3 times larger than the fish length, and the tank width should be not less than 1.2 of the fish size. A proper size tank is important to avoid the fish body deformation and to ensure the fish maximum lifespan and body length. Other than that, the tank has to be securely closed with some glass from the top to prevent the fish from jumping out of it. For your information, silver arowana prefers soft water with pH value from 6.0 up to neutral. The fish requires strong water filtration such as canister filter, 25 to 30% of water, and weekly tank cleaning to keep the proper water characteristics. Tank water temperature should be from 24 to 28 degrees Celsius. Ideally, it should be close to 26 degrees Celsius. Dragonfish hunts mainly close to the water surface. It is an omnivorous fish, but it feeds mainly on fish. Dragonfish also catches large insects such as bugs, spiders, crabs, snails, frogs, and other small selva inhabitants by jumping out of the water to get them. The next popular ornamental fish is betta fish. Betta fish are called as Siamese fighting fish due to its violent fight that males put up with each other. They have elongated body with short, rounded, long and flowing fins. The male sports deep, beautiful color, whereas the females are less colorful. If more than one male fish are placed in the same tank, they will fight until only one of them remains. They will flare out their gill covers and erect their fins. In terms of behavior, they are peaceful fish if given the right mates, but aggressive to some species and other tropical fish such as guppies and angelfish. They are omnivorous fish and prefer pH 6 7.0 to 8.0. Their lifespan from 2 to 3 years. The male has more color and bigger fins than the female. For aquarium habitat, you need to keep fighting fish in a tank of about 2 gallons capacity and more. The tank must be covered from top since the fish may jump out. Renew the water once a week and maintain water parameters of 24 to 27 degrees Celsius and pH 6 to 8. If you want to keep more than 1 betta fish in a tank, ensure more spacious with some shelter for female and no bright lighting. Betta fish feed on some algae. However, insects are its main diet. In the wild, the fish feeds on insect larvae, zooplankton and water insects. In a tank, the fish eats all types of live, frozen and artificial feed. Next fish is koi carp. Koi is known as nishikigoi in Japanese, meaning brocaded carp or colored coral. They have a forked caudal fin, bubbles, and a wide variation in color and patterns from solid to multicolored and from dull to gray, black and white to red, yellow, orange, blue and metallic such as gold and silver colors. They have bubbles on the sides of the mouth that they use for foraging and finding food. You need to keep them in climates where it gets above 32 degrees Celsius. Koi can get to be very large with 2 feet, hence they need to be kept in a large outside pond. Each fish needs several hundred gallons of water to adequately care for them. While young, the volume of water in the pond may be fine, but as these fish grow, they will need larger volumes of water to prevent growth stunting. In terms of behavior, they are more aggressive when ready to breed, and smaller koi in the pond may be eaten by larger koi fish. They are omnivore and prefer pH 6.5 to 7.5. They can live from 100 to 200 years. Once mature, the male develops small white spots called tubercles around the gill, whereas female become larger or plumper. Koi carp eat both plant and animal matter. For optimum growth and color, they need to be fed a high quality and varied diet such as pellets, small fish species and worms. Next fish is angelfish. Tropical angelfish is a large glutinous fish that likes eating fish juveniles and prawns, though it's rather good looking and it has quite an interesting behavior. Their body flattened from sides with dark stripes on it with large fins and sharpened head shape. Angelfish body may be very high and up to 15 cm. To keep them in an aquarium, you should keep them in a warm water at 26 to 30 degrees Celsius. Keep freshwater angelfish in a tank not less than 30 gallons large. The tank filtration should be quite moderate as strong water flow makes the fish feel stressed and slows down their growth since they spend their energy on fighting with the flow. Weekly water renew is compulsory. In terms of behavior, they are peaceful fish. They prefer pH from 6 to 7. Their lifespan from 12 to 15 years. Mature male will have a large crown head, whereas female might have rounded bodies. Angelfish is omnivorous and in a tank it eats all the types of feeds such as live, frozen and artificial one. The basic of their diet may include qualitative flax and live or frozen feeds such as tubifex, bloodworm, brine shrimp, glassworm may be given as an addition to the main diet. Next, we have blood parrotfish. Blood parrotfish is also known as blood parrot cichlid or bloody parrot cichlid. The fish is a hybrid species produced by crossing the Midas cichlid and the redhead cichlid and is not encountered in the wild. The fish has specific body shape, short and rounded, and very small mouth and fins. Their mouths stay open in a continuous O. Bear in mind that blood parrot tank should be roomy, about 200 liters capacity. The fish prefers rocky bottom with cavities, cracks, and caves, which it uses as shelters. In addition, the tank should have many shelters such as flower pots, small castle, cave, coconut shells, and other shelters. Blood parrot likes digging tank bottom, so you need to place not very large grain bottom substrate. Another requirement will be powerful external filter as well weekly water reduce. Keep the water temperature between 24 to 28 degrees Celsius. Remember, blood parrots should not be kept with aggressive fish as they are not well equipped to compete for food in the aquarium. In terms of behavior, blood parrot fish is timid and peaceful towards fish of similar size. They prefer pH 6.5 to 7.5. Their lifespan is from 10 to 15 years. Blood parrot fish eat both live and dry feed. For example, bloodworm or other small fish, brine shrimp, low-fat fish such as guppies. Also, blood parrot requires some plant additions to the diet or some feed based on spirulina. Last but not least, we have cardinal tetra. The female body length is up to 5 cm and the male size is about 2.5 to 3 cm. The fish back is olive and beige. It has a neon opalescent bright blue stripe that goes from its eye to the flesh fin. Below this stripe there is a white bright red stripe. The abdomen is whitish in color. You have to keep cardinal in soft and acidic water so that the fish coloring becomes more bright. Also, cardinal male tetra looks quite fascinating in a thickly planted tank with soft lights and dark bottom substrate. However, when tetra gets ill, its coloring sharply turns pale. Cardinal tetra is very sensitive to water parameters and purity. If water parameters are changeable, the fish tends to get ill and die. Lights use should be moderate with lots of plants in the tank. It's better to shade that tank with fluctuant. Although there needs to have covers in the tank, it also needs some open space for swimming. The capacity of the tank may be not large. For example, for a school of 10 fish species, a 15 to 20 gallon tank needed. The water temperature should be from 23 to 27 degrees Celsius. Cardinal tetra are micropredators. Their diet consists mainly from zooplankton and bloodworm. The fish is easy to feed, it's not demanding, and it eats all types of feed such as live, frozen, and artificial foods. It is important that the feed is small grain because the fish has rather small mouth. Their favorite food is bloodworm. In terms of behavior, cardinal tetra is peaceful and love company. They prefer pH from 4 to 6. Female cardinal tetra tends to be larger and fatter than cardinal tetra male. Before we end our lecture, let us recap on the types of freshwater fish that we had learned. They are arowana, betta, koi, carp, angelfish, blood parrot fish, and cardinal tetra. With that, thank you for your attention and see you again in our next topic.